After writing 2 transformational books myself and supporting many other beings to do the same, I've become enthralled by the deep and mysterious magic that's activated when we choose to say yes to ourselves and commit to the book writing journey. Of course, we want to inspire change and new perspectives in our readers, but the transformation that happens as an author, both throughout the writing process and by actually releasing your book into the world, is surprisingly potent. I know I've been blindsided in the most disruptive and delicious ways by some of the changes my books have brought into my life. Writing a book is like casting a spell. Although we can never be completely sure what's going to be unleashed during the process, we choose to do it anyway. This Unbound One is a heroic journey. Each book has the potential to be a magical portal, a doorway to a new world, both for you and your reader. Each book has a very specific medicine that it's here to share with us. And each book gives us the opportunity to alchemize the magnificent imperfection of our experience into gold. The truth is that anyone can write a book. We could all get a few thousand words down and put them together. But what fascinates me is what happens when we allow the book writing process to go deeper. When we say, fuck it, get naked and dive way down beneath the surface. Letting go of the shoulds and any need to be acceptable, sensible, or approved of. What fascinates me is what happens when we make ourselves fully available to being transformed by the very act of writing a book. This is Unbound Writing, and this is the process we'll be exploring together here in the Unbound Writers Club. I'm Nicola Humber, author and founder of the Unbound Press, and I help magical beings to write the transformational book they're really here to write at this time. I'm your guide here in the Unbound Writers Club, and the aim of this podcast is to help you to feel supported, encouraged, activated as you embark on your book writing journey. Whether you're a first-time author or have many books out in the world, my hope is that you will find something here to inspire you. Let's dive in. Hello, Magical One, and welcome to the Unbound Writers Club. Whether this is your first time listening or you're a regular listener, I am so grateful you're here at this particular time, because as I'm recording this, we're at the beginning of November, and November is our anniversary month at the Unbound Press. This year we will be celebrating 5 years since the Unbound Press started. And over those 5 years, we have published over 50 books, which blows my mind, to be honest. And one of our magical authors recently sent me the most beautiful message, reminding me that each of those books is out in the world, having an impact. I've said this before, but each book is like a piece of this collective puzzle that we are bringing together at the moment, which is helping to, I believe, create a new world, new possibilities. So it's so good to know that those books are out there doing their thing, and there are so many more in the works. And in this year, which has been kind of building to our 5th anniversary, which it happens on November the 22nd. I love that it's such a magical date. If you're into numerology, the 22nd of the 11th, or if you're in the US, 11/22. And what did I want to say? In this year, I just went off on a little numerology. I don't know. My mind went somewhere then. Anyway, no, I wanted to say, that wasn't planned when we originally launched the Unbound Press. It just happened to be on that date. Of course, there was obviously something at play that meant that it did get to be launched on that date. But, that blows my mind as well. But this year, I've really been thinking about the future and, what we want to create together as a community, as a team, as a family of authors, as a whole community of writers. And obviously, you are part of that if you are listening to this. And what's been coming through for me really strongly is this idea of holding space for 1,000 magical women to birth transformational books by May 2025. And it feels edgy to share that out loud. I have shared it with my email list recently. But that number, I don't know what it is about May 2025 either. that date just dropped in, the number dropped in. And obviously, we've held space for just over 50 books to be released in the past 5 years. So the idea of 1,000 books being birthed through the Unbound community over the next, how long is that? 18 months or so. How is that possible? And I don't entirely know. It obviously won't be in the same way that we have held space for the books that have come. And we have some ideas about how we can support authors, aspiring authors in other ways. And there's going to be more details of that coming soon. But that excites me. It really lights me up. Can you imagine the power of 1,000 of these magical, transformational books being out in the world, each one an activation of its own, each one a magical portal. Wow. Yeah. So that's where we're heading, or that's where it feels like we're heading right now. There is always, I will always be a disclaimer, because who knows? The Unbound Press does what the Unbound Press wants to do, and we follow along. But that's what the vision is at the moment. And if you have been in the Unbound community for a while, and I know many of you have, you've been here since the beginning, you will know that every year around the anniversary, we host the Unbound Writing Challenge. And that is happening again this year in the anniversary week. If you are new to the Unbound community, the Unbound Writing Challenge it used to be a 5-day event. This year it's going to be a 3-day event online, where we come together and I hold space for this journey over those 3 days for you to really commit to the author you're here to be, to commit to your book, to say a full body yes, I am doing this, to the book that is wanting to come through you, to conceive the specific idea, the specific flavor, the specific medicine that is wanting to come through you at this time, and to create an aligned way for you to write and birth your book. So that's what we're going to be doing over those 3 days. And it's interesting because, in the run up again to the anniversary, I was thinking about the Unbound Writing Challenge, and I was like, I want it to be, it feels like it wants to be different this year. And back at the beginning of the Unbound Press, within the first year, I hosted a community project called the Magical Portal. And it was all about this idea, I mentioned magical portals a bit earlier in this episode. And the idea was that your book gets to be a magical portal for you as the author. So I invited, I think it was 30 or 31 different authors to share the impact that writing their book had had on them, how their book had been a magical portal for them. And this year with the Unbound Writing Challenge, I was like, I kind of want to call it the Magical Portal. And I was going to do that. I was going to change the name. It was going to be called the Magical Portal. And then I was like, yeah, but people won't know what that is. if you've been here a while, you would get it. But like people who are new to the Unbound Writing community may not understand. Like if I host an event called the Magical Portal, yeah, they might feel called to it, may not be entirely clear what it's about. And, I'm here for that. I am here for that. Just, a bit of mystery, a bit of intrigue. But also it's like people know what the Unbound Writing Challenge is. This will be the 7th time that we've run it, because one year we actually ran it twice, and we may well do that again in the future. People have been here since the beginning, and that's what it is. It's the Unbound Writing Challenge. So the vibe is very much Magical Portal. Like we are going on a magical mystery tour over these 3 days. I'll be sharing as much amazing information as I can, but it's very much a creative activation. And in the past, it's been both free, and in recent years, it's been pay what you choose. This year, it's going back to being free, because one of our values at the Unbound Press is generosity. And I just, I don't want there to be any barrier to people being part of this. So yeah, it's free. It's over 3 days. It's for spiritual entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, witches, magical beings who are feeling the call to write a transformational book. And my intention is that everyone who's part of it, who shows up and comes on the journey, gets to be ready to birth their book in 2024. Like, we are doing it. I'm really feeling it, because do you know what? For most of this year, it's been, I don't know, it feels like there's been a lot of uncertainty this year, a lot of kind of voidiness. And obviously, what we're living through, what we continue to live through, because, for the past few years, there has been so much that we've all had to hold and to navigate. And that continues, doesn't it? Like whenever you're listening to this, you might not be listening to this in November 2023, but I'm sure that whenever you're listening to this, there will be something pretty horrendous, to be honest, happening in the world, because we are navigating these like changing times right now. And it's a lot to be thinking about writing a book, or, if you run your own soul-led business, doing that whilst we are living through these times. And also our work and your book is so needed. So for a lot of this year, I've been like really not quite sure about what the way forward was. I've been in the process with my own book, and it's felt challenging at times. I've drifted away from it, and obviously I teach that that's okay. Like our process, we ebb and flow, and it's about trusting the timing of your book. But there is something in me now that just really wants to show up. I want to show up for you and your book. I want to show up for me and my book, because they are needed. They are needed. I kind of feel, and I almost don't want to say this out loud, but I'm going to say it. And who knows, again, there's a disclaimer, because, we know things unfold as they need to. But I'm kind of in the vibe right now of, I want to birth a book each year. I want to just show up and be in my writing process and bringing books, like my own books, into the world, one for each year, and trusting that whatever wants to come through is what needs to come through. To be honest, with my own book, I could bring it together and relatively quickly now, I feel. And this is going to be the vibe of the Unbound Writing Challenge. We are going to be really getting into momentum, really activating our inner Unbound authors, and yeah, getting to a place where we're going to birth these books. We're going to birth these books in 2024. So, my love, if you would like to be part of it, I do hope you want to be part of it. We have a new website. This is the only page on the website at the moment, the challenge one. We're building it out just gradually. But you can go to unboundwriting.co/challenge and get your free ticket. Sign up. Sign up. It's happening in the week beginning November the 20th, and we are building up to the anniversary, which is on Wednesday the 22nd. The vibe is definitely going to be celebratory, celebratory, creative journey, magical portal, like what's not to love, really. I hope you come and join us. We will put the link in the show notes so that you can find it. Yeah, come and be part of it. Come and be part of it. All right, my love, I really don't know. I hit record today. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to say, which again, if you're a regular listener, you will know that is quite often the way it goes. But I wanted to take you behind the scenes a little bit, I guess. I am going to zip it now and send you lots of love and appreciation. And I hope to see you in the Unbound Writing Challenge. What do you do when you want to write a book, but the usual approaches are leaving you feeling restricted, pressurized, not at all enough, and pretty dry, to be honest? You find another way, of course. And if you are listening to this, my free unconventional book writing guide is going to be perfect for you. It's designed especially for soul-led coaches, healers, and mentors who want to write a transformational book without spending hours on end chained to a desk. In it, I'm giving you my unique spin on the top 10 questions I hear from would-be authors, and it's going to help you liberate the way you write forever. Download your free copy of the guide now over at nicolahumber.com/10, the number 10, 10 hyphen questions.